Arteta has a massive decision to make. And it's a decision that doesn't only impact us now, but I think for the rest of the season. But if I'm being honest, I've been waiting to have these type of conversations. I've been waiting to have this dilemma because it means that Arsenal are doing something right. There are so many things to talk about. We're playing Man City in 3 days. 3 days until we play the same team that we beat 5-1 at home last season. Is this going to be the same type of game? I mean, I hope so. But there are areas of this pitch that need some deciding. There's left wing, there's central midfield, so many areas where Mikel Arteta has to make the right choice. So let's speak about left wing at first. And I want you to let me know, who is the left winger that you play against Man City? We saw Martinelli come on in the Champions League and basically change the game single-handedly. But for you, is that enough to warrant a start for Martinelli? Or do you do the exact same thing and play Eze as the starting left winger? And then if he's maybe drifting in the game, or if you need that something different, then you bring Gabriel Martinelli on. That's probably the option that I take. Let me know if you disagree. Because there, of course, are two trains of thinking. You can say, well, no, you have to play the best player on form. And right now, at this moment, I know it's only been one game, but Martinelli is in goal-scoring form. He came on in the Champions League and won that tie for us. Scored, got an assist. So some people might have the opinion of, no, you start that. For me, I think it's too early. Look, people know my thoughts on Gabriel Martinelli, but for me, you play Eze. If Martinelli comes on and he scores another goal and flips the game on his head again, then we can have a real conversation about whether Gabriel Martinelli deserves to start. I think Eze, since he's come in, has been brilliant. We've seen what he's offered us on that left-hand side, the dynamic, just the strength down that whole left-hand side this season has probably been just as strong as that right-hand side. And that is conversations we've had for I don't know how long. Let's see if we can get that left-hand side just as strong as the right. And with Calafiori on the left and Eze on the left, I think that would be perfect against Man City. Let me know what you guys think. Also, that central midfield. Look, Man City's form is kind of, I don't know, it's been indifferent this season. They obviously started off well against Wolves. I'm sure you all remember that 4-0 win. But after that, they've lost to Tottenham. They've lost to Brighton. So their form isn't at the high level. I watch Man City sometimes and I think they are so good. You see a midfield of Rodri and Reinders and you think they are so strong. Why are they not able to win every game? Is it just a mentality thing? Have they lost that edge where they're just so used to winning week in, week out? Midfield is an interesting one for me. And again, let me know what midfield three you go for. Will he keep Mikel Merino in the midfield? I guess is the main question. People think that it's a defensive option. I don't know if I'm so sure at that. Is he the most creative central attacking midfielder? You would say probably not. But in terms of getting forward, crashing that box, I think he's very, very good. But do we need that in this game? Or do we just need creativity? Because if all you want is creativity, then Nwaneri would be the option. If you can have Rice and Zubimendi sitting and then have Nwaneri operating in that forward area, just let him loose. Let him do what he does so well. Now, the other conversation would be to keep Martinelli on the left because he is in that goal-scoring form. And then you play Eze in that central attacking midfield role, the position that he has flourished in most over the past couple of seasons. His favoured position, where he's performed best for Crystal Palace, is central. So although he's brilliant out on that left wing, could we unlock something different in the middle of the park? I would be interested to see how he does in that position at some point. We will see it. But then again, is that a disrespect to Nwaneri, who's I'm sure been promised because he signed the new deal, when Odegaard's not playing, you will be getting minutes. So for that reason, I've got a feeling if we do go as a more attacking, creative player in that central attacking midfield role, it probably will be Nwaneri. I don't know if he's going to go Merino. We saw against Liverpool that he likes to play, I don't know, 3 strong midfielders. Merino's obviously got the height, he's got the physicality, but we're at home. If there's ever, a position you want to be in where you feel like you can be creative, then it should be at home. Now, I'm not saying we have to totally disregard what Man City can do. The players that they have, the flair and the strength, they do have a good balance as well with Reinders and Rodri in there. You've got 2 big physical players. And then in the last game, I think they played like Foden, who would sometimes rotate with Silva. So if we play Zubimendi and Rice, again, you've got the 2 combative players, and then you've got Nwaneri operating as that more creative outlet. That could be interesting to see how it happens against a top team like Man City. I want to see Ethan Nwaneri given a chance against the top team to see what he can do. Now, when he did play against Liverpool, I'm not saying he was terrible when Odegaard got injured and Nwaneri came on, but I think he maybe got lost at points in the game. Now, that's just one moment. He does need to consistently keep playing that role in order to be able to show what he can do. So it would be interesting for sure to see if Arteta trusts him enough to play him in this game, or if he just keeps with what we saw in midweek with Mikel Merino in that more attacking position. Now, in that Champions League game, we probably did lack creativity, and that is something that you will get when you play Merino. He offers so much in terms of running, in terms of athleticism, in terms of getting forward and crashing that box, like I've said. But when creativity is needed, he's not that guy. So if we need creativity against Man City to break them down, for me, Merino won't be the guy, and that is why I would, right now, if I was asked, I would go for Zubimendi, Declan Rice and Ethan Nwaneri. Give the young lad a chance. Let's see what he can do against the top team. Let me know your thoughts on who you would play in that midfield position. The only other thing that kind of impacts the game is Man City are playing tonight. They've got Napoli. They are at home, but again, it's a Champions League game and we are only 3 days away. So it would be kind of, I'll be looking out to see what kind of team Pep Guardiola does go for. Does he go full strength? I guess he probably has to. I don't think Man City are in the type of position where they can think about resting players in the Champions League. I think they're in a slightly different moment to teams like Arsenal, teams like Liverpool, who have got that consistent run of games under their belt where they keep winning. They look good. You look at Liverpool, although they don't look fantastic, they've just got a knack of grinding out these results. We saw it again yesterday. They keep scoring late in games to win the fixture. Like it's so frustrating because it's like, how long can they keep doing this for? I remember they was doing it in parts last season and I thought this isn't going to continue, but they kept doing it. And there becomes a point where you have to look at it and say, this is more than just luck. Although I will tell my Liverpool fans who are trying to wind me up about Arsenal, they're friends of mine, I will always tell them, well, you're just getting lucky. Of course I think that. But there does come a point where you have to look at it and say, this is more than just luck. This is mentality. And Liverpool do have a very strong mentality. Do Man City have that same mentality? I haven't seen it this season. Now, in seasons gone by, of course, nobody could question Man City's mentality. But all it takes is for them to regress for one season. All of a sudden, there's question marks. All of a sudden, they're finding it difficult to get that run of fixtures where they just keep grinding out results. Man City have been known for that over the last 10 years. Like, there's never been a question about Man City. Like, even if they go 3-0 down in a game at half-time, the expectation has always been, well, Man City are still going to win this game. You could never bet against them. But only last season, and now this season, since the questions have started creeping in, it's like they haven't been able to deal with it. Man City are going through a bit of a transition. I will be watching intently tonight to see, obviously I've got the Man City breakdown video, to see if we can gather information about what type of areas we can explore. Now, of course, the Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff are far more intelligent than I am, and they'll be looking at it in greater detail and showing the players. But as fans, we can all discuss it, and it's interesting to see how good this Man City team is, because I made a prediction at the beginning of the season. I said, I think Man City are going to be back. I think they're going to be battling. But come the end of the season, they're going to be up there in the title race. Now, that could still be true, but they would need to start putting a run of fixtures together like they did 2-3 seasons ago, where they just look relentless. We can't let them build up steam. If they do win against Napoli, we need to nip that on the bud on the weekend. And their defence is the area that I would be targeting. Victor Gyökeres, I think he can. When using physicality, I think these Man City players, I don't know, they crumble a little bit. This isn't the same strong, resolute Man City that we have seen in previous seasons gone by. I think they do have a mistake in there. I look at their team selection sometimes and I'm thinking this isn't the same level of team when they used to put players like De Bruyne, David Silva, Aguero. Like, we've seen some incredible Man City teams at times, and of course they still have some exceptional players, but I would be quite confident if I was Arsenal, because I look at Arsenal's squad and I look at Man City's squad, and I wouldn't trade in terms of switching squad for squad. I think our squad is far stronger in terms of depth. Pep Guardiola doesn't have nowhere near the amount of options as Mikel Arteta does to bring off the bench in terms of that strength to really change a game. Again, they got great players. Every team in the Premier League's got great players. Man City, of course, have some exceptional players, world-class players. But there are areas of their pitch that I look at and I think you've got a mistake in you. You're not as strong as you could be. And that's where players like Madueke, I think he could have a good game. Players like Eze, even Martinelli. So, yeah, like I said, I will definitely be watching them tonight. So when I do my breakdown video, I will come back to you with more information and we can discuss that game in length. Make sure you are subscribed with the bell notification turned on. The little bell, click that because it means you never miss a video. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, if you could do me a quick favour, like I said, just hit like and subscribe and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.